Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Ask UWI session. This morning, we are very happy to have my esteemed colleagues here with us from our Faculty of Agriculture, and we also have some students with us, some prospective students who are here just because they have questions to be asked and they want to find out more about our certificate in Human Ecology. And again, I'd just like to welcome everyone. My name is Nataki Kerr, and I am the managing marketer for brand and student recruitment here at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. And it's my pleasure to take you through this morning's program. We have a brief program for you this morning. It's not going to be more than 45 minutes to an hour. And it really is an opportunity for us to get to know you, for you to get to know us, and to find out more about our program. Any questions you may have had, we want to answer all your questions this morning, because remember, our deadline date for applications is on July 31st, and we want to make sure that you have anything you need to have clarified done this morning in this sort of familiarized, one-on-one, intimate setting, so that you could make the best decisions possible and come to our University of the West Indies from September in 2023. Just a bit about how our program is going to go this morning. Of course, we have our chat, so you can ask your questions, you can type them in the chat, but we do want to hear your voices also, so you can use your raise hand tool and ask your questions. I'll call on you, you can ask your questions, or as I said, alternatively, you can ask your question in the chat, and we also have a team of persons who are right there waiting to respond to you quickly in the chat. If by chance we don't get a chance to respond to you today, please leave your name and your contact information so that within the next 24 hours or so, we can respond to all your queries as quickly as we can. So we look forward to hearing from you, and this is what this session this morning is about. We have about 6 more sessions like these over the next week or two, so please tune into our online platforms so that we can share with you and let you know what programs are coming up, and you can pre-register and sign up. With regards to how we're going to start off today, I'm going to introduce you to my colleague, Patrice Prout, who is someone who works in the department. She's also a PhD student, so she's actually a part of the process and can give you first-hand information about our certificate in Human Ecology. She's going to start off our session this morning with a brief presentation and give an overview of our certificate program. So please help me welcome Patrice. Patrice, the floor is all yours right now.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. So our certificate in Human Ecology, the certificate is what is really the certificate? It is a one-year diploma certificate, a one-year certificate program in which students can gain entry into any of our degree programs. So some of the degree programs that we have within the department would be BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics. We have a food service as well as nutritional sciences. These are some of the degree programs that are offered. So what the certificate does is that it allows persons to enter in without having to do CAPE A-levels, and it allows them to gain matriculation into any of these programs that would be of interest for them. Most of our students at the end of conducting the certificate, once successful, will go on to apply to programs. Some of our more popular ones would be the Human Nutrition and Dietetics program or food service programs, and we also have degree programs in the areas of agribusiness, etc. So all of these areas are some areas that persons may be interested in. What are the qualifications or the requirements for entry within this program? A minimum of 5 CXC subjects, math and English is also required, and any 2 of the following. So those may be either chemistry, biology, human and social biology, integrated science, agricultural science, food and nutrition, or any of our Caribbean vocational qualifications. Those are also accepted within the requirements for the program. So maths and English is a must, and any of the others that I would have listed. And This will now allow persons to be able to be a part of the certificate program. So within the first semester of the certificate, persons will be doing courses such as fundamentals in nutrition. They will also be having exposure in areas of maths, agricultural chemistry. So the program gives you a mix of exposure so that whatever area that persons may be interested in, at the end, that they have that foundation that will take them to the next level. So what are some of the other programs that we offer in addition to the certificate program? We also have our bachelor's programs, some of which I would have mentioned before, and we also have majors in areas such as family and consumer sciences, nutritional science. We have majors in food service and food service systems management. We have minors in sport nutrition and a whole lot more. All right, so sometimes persons would like to know what are some of the career paths that they can now branch off into when they complete these programs. So persons can branch off in a host of areas. So for those of you that have an interest in nutrition, you can become a registered dietitian in any of the following areas. You can be a clinical dietitian, work within the community setting. You can also work within the food industry as a food service dietitian, or you can also operate as a food and nutrition within the food and nutrition industry. Persons can also branch off into research if that's an area of interest to them. They can also consider, if it is that they're interested in getting into education, persons who would have done these programs within our department can also get into teaching at the secondary level. If that is an interest to them. We've also had persons who, after completing these programs, would have started their own business, branched off at higher levels within the academic field, such as doing masters in public health and other areas. So the program does give you a mix, and it allows you to have that diversity within the courses that are offered so that persons can branch off into different areas, and it allows you to have that mix of understanding within the academics. So I want to thank you for having me this morning. If there are any questions, I am available to answer them. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Patrice. And that was some really insightful bits of information there with regards to career options and several different things that I myself am learning. So I found it was quite interesting. Thanks very much, Patrice. And again, just a reminder to all those who are here with us that we would love to hear from you. So if you have questions or queries, you can use the hand tool and raise your hand. I'll call upon you and you can ask your questions. We have a group of experts here, experienced persons who could answer all your queries. We even have someone from our admissions teams here, that's Sheetal. She's here to help us answer any questions you may have. If you're getting any problems filling out your application forms, we have everyone here who can help you ease your way through our applications process. So put your questions in the chat or use your hand tool. And as we move on with our brief formal part of the session this morning, I'm going to invite one of our students. Amelia Correa is a student who is going to share a little bit about her experience as someone who actually did the program. So you're getting a one-on-one first-hand experience from Amelia. Amelia?
Hi. Well, I was introduced already. My name is Amelia. I would have just completed the certificate in Human Ecology. It is a great certificate to keep in mind. As you can see, you have a lot of career choices and options, and it takes you through a lot of different subjects, and you get to learn about a lot of good things. But it's a great option to keep in mind, and I would recommend it to anybody who is in this setting. And
Amelia, thanks. Yeah. Well, thanks for that great introduction. And now we also have another student here. She's a past student of the actual certificate that we're discussing this morning. And she has moved on to do something even further to that. So let's welcome Denique Tid, who's going to give you a minute or two and share her experiences. Denique, it's all yours.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So I did the certificates in Human Ecology in year 2021 to 22. And I first heard of the program through my school. That was my high school. They had a career day, and some persons from UWI came and they spoke to us and they were telling us about these programs that you did not need to do sixth form to get into UWI. And I was surprised. I was like, I never heard of this program that you didn't need to do sixth form for, because I was not a fan of doing sixth form, mainly because I wasn't hearing a lot of the subjects that I was interested in. So I immediately looked into it and I did it. And I find it was very helpful to me. It laid the foundation for a lot of the courses that I would have done in year one. And it really helped me. So I would recommend this as well, especially for persons that love food, nutrition, all those things. I think it will be beneficial for sure.
Thanks very much, Janique. And of course, as Trinidadian, Tobagonians, and persons from the Caribbean, we all love our food too. So that is something that we share with you, but thanks for that. And our third student who's here with us is Jordan Ramuta. I know that Jordan was having some technical issues with her camera, but she's present. And she also wants to give you a minute or two, just a little spiel, just to explain her experience and to give you another one, a one-on-one personalized experience from her. So Jordan, would you like to just share with our group this morning?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So overall, I had a great experience. It was definitely very rewarding, and I was very pleased with my performance and how I did. In terms of classes, classes were always interesting and engaging. Sometimes we'll be going through lecture slides, and sometimes we might be having a class discussion, So we always gained knowledge in various ways. I really liked that about the course. And of course, the lecturers were always very pleasant and understanding and actually very fair. A lot more fair than they probably should be. And in terms of the content and the topics, it's always very easy to understand and very easy to to understand. So I would recommend this course for anybody who loves food and nutrition. It was very, very great, and yeah, I would recommend it.
Thanks very much, Jordan. One of the things you said is really interesting, and that's something that we like to do here at the university, is that we have varying teaching methods. So whether it be in a class setting, whether it be PowerPoint or recordings or case studies or video or whatever it is, one of the things we do here quite a bit is make sure that we use various teaching styles to get the message across. And that's something that you mentioned. So I just wanted to let our attendees also keep that in mind as they try to make the best choice possible and come to the University of the West Indies from September 2023. Again, our chat is open and we are here and eager to hear from you all who are here with us. So send us your questions in the chat. We have a team who just waiting to assist you and to help answer all your questions. We have someone from administration here. We have Sheetal who's there waiting to answer any issue that you may have, anything that we can help you with. You can send your questions in the chat or you can use your raise hand tool and I will call on you and we are here to answer any question that you may have. Another reminder is that we have our open day weekend coming up on July 8th and 9th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. And we'd like to invite everyone who is here with us to pre-register because we do have pre-registration links and pre-register and come and join us on either one of those days. So make sure and don't forget those dates. Those are July 8th and 9th, where we are going to have a whole day session here for you from about 10 in the morning to about 4 in the evening each day. So we welcome you to come, and this is for undergrad and postgraduate or master's students, as we say in local parlance. Come find out about the various faculties. They will all be here, and let us host you on July 8th and 9th for our open day weekend. So let's see if we have any comments in the chat. And we have a question here about what kind of career paths or opportunities can the Human Ecology certificate lead to? Because remember, persons are coming into our session early, a little bit late, so someone may have missed Patrice's tidbits there. So maybe, Patrice, you can just summarize the career paths that are available for those who want to sign up for the certificate?
Sure, no problem. Okay, so the certificate program would allow you to have options in food service areas, as well as within the area of agri, business or agri-economics, as well as giving you the opportunity to open your own business. So some of the courses that will be offered will be fundamentals in entrepreneurship. We also have fundamentals of food and nutrition, agricultural chemistry, agricultural biology, and these are offered both in semester 1 and semester 2. So you get the foundation in semester 1, and then semester 2 gives you more information that would build on the foundation, giving you that opportunity to now branch off into other areas. So if it is that you're interested in starting your own business, fundamentals of entrepreneurship will give you that foundation and that understanding as to how you go about doing such. If you're interested in, let's say, family and consumer sciences, for example, with the hope of branching off into teaching, whether at home economics or otherwise, in our second semester, we offer courses such as family and consumer sciences, which would help in that area as well. So it will give you a mix of career paths that will allow you to be able to be flexible and to maneuver throughout your progress. Right. I'm also seeing another question in the chat, which I think I could probably take. What are some of the specific things that are taught in the certificate program in terms of food and nutrition? For example, what aspects of it should we expect to learn about? Okay, so I can speak from the food and nutrition aspect because I teach that course. So I teach fundamentals of nutrition 1 and 2. And what that course basically gives you, it gives you an opportunity to not only understand how our body interacts with food, but it also helps you to understand how nutrition plays a role in your day-to-day life, not only what you eat, but also how you would function on the whole. So it will touch on areas of non-communicable conditions. How do nutrition and these conditions relate? How do you prevent it? How do you manage it? And it also looks at areas that for persons who might want to get into food service, it also covers some of the technical aspects relating to that as well. The course also offers field trips where persons can go to facilities such as Cater Serve, where you would have hands-on experience for that day, letting you see how the food service, what is taught in class, can now tie into the physical world, because sometimes we get the textbook work, but when we actually put into the work environment, it's kind of hard for you to tie in the two. So when we do these field trips and these outdoor activities, it helps to now solidify what is taught in the class and gives you a real world example as to how these things can now be utilized. Thank you.
That's a really good point there, Patrice. Thank you. And I really like the fact that we take a practical approach and a theoretical approach to our programs. I think that's something that students would be really appreciative of hearing. We have a few other questions. One is, what subjects are required for entry into the certificate program? Can you take that one for us?
Sure, I'll just share back my slides.
Sure, just share that one.
Yeah, that particular one. Sure.
Okay, go ahead, Patrice.
So let me just go back. All right, so entry-level requirements, 5 O-level subjects, maths and English, with grades 1, 2, or 3 is required, and any of the following. So I wouldn't list out all, but I can probably just put it in the chat for you so that you can have the information with all of the different courses that you have options for. So maths and English is a must, and any of the following options would be chemistry, biology, human and social biology, integrated science, agricultural science, food and nutrition, textile, clothing, and fashion. And you can also gain entry with Caribbean vocational qualifications, level 1 subjects as well. All right, geography is also one, environmental science, principles of business or principles of accounting, foreign languages. All of these are some of the subjects that would also follow along with the maths and English, which is a requirement.
Thanks very much, Patrice. Alicia, I hope all these answers you're getting here is answering all the questions that you have so that you could sign up with us for September 2023. I'm seeing that our team has also posted our open day link for those who would like to attend one of the open days, because remember I mentioned we have 2 days on July 8th and 9th. So you can pre-register using our link and sign up. Make sure you tell your friends who are thinking about it, but they're not quite sure what they want to do, what options are available. I guarantee that after you come with us, spend some time with us, you'll be sure to sign up. So we have our link there in the chat. And I'm seeing another question here. Are there any scholarships, grants, or financial aid options specifically available for certificate students? Yeah, I'm not sure. Patrice, you think you could take this question here?
Okay, so we have payment plans available for our students. For more information about that, persons can probably contact our bursary department, because I don't have that information off the top of my head, but I know there's a payment plan that is offered for students. So the first semester roughly is about 5,300 or 5,400 around there, and the second semester is about 6,500 around there. All right, but the payment options are flexible enough that students can pay throughout the semester and be able to write their exams at the end. So I don't know if any of our students who would have just completed would have taken these payment packages that they can share their experience on.
Okay, thanks very much, Patrice. One of the things that we wanted to mention is that even if you aren't sure and you don't want to ask questions during our session this morning, you can come into the department and ask questions. You could have a one-on-one session, and Patrice is shaking her head. You can have a one-on-one chat with a lecturer or an administrator. You could send us an email and we can put that email in the chat for you right now. But we just want to let you know that there are options. So you might be a little shy and don't want to come on camera or don't want to send your question in the chat this morning, and you know what, that's okay. We understand that. So come in and talk to us. We can give you all the information. You see here, we have a team of experts here, so feel free to come in and ask your questions to help you make the best decision.
Nataki, I think I would have missed one question. Someone asked about registration. How do you go about registering? So I don't know if our admissions person would want to take that one.
Sheetal is there, yes.
Hi, sure. So important dates for registration. Registration usually begins in the last week in August. Those dates, the official dates would be advertised. If you're referring also to the deadline for applications, it's expected to be July 31st. So if we have piqued your interest, be sure to submit your application by July 31st.
Thanks very much, Sheetal. And we do have a few questions coming in, and as you see, our team, we are here to help you. We are answering questions as soon as we can, because this is really just a brief session that we set up for you. It's really for you to ask your questions, put a face to the department. So when you come in, maybe you can say, hey, that's Ms. Prout, who was giving us information on career options last week. You know, Patrice might be a little star. You may want to ask her for autograph and so on. But we do have persons here who you would see on campus. We want to make sure it's as familiar and comfortable for you as possible. So ask your questions, and we just put our email there in the chat. Send us your emails. We will try to help you through the process and make it as seamless as possible. So let me know what questions you have. Use your raise hand tool, ask a question. Let's hear your voice. We really want to hear from you. And if there are no more questions, I just would also like to remind the team that we do have several other Ask UWI sessions. So this is one, maybe you are undecided about what program you should do. We do have other Ask UWI sessions. All you need to do is check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook. You'll be able to see all the other Ask UWI sessions that we have scheduled, so that you may decide, you know what, I really want to attend another session. So make sure and pre-register, so that we can, you know, gauge how many persons will join us. We do have other programs so that you might be able to make the best decision possible, because we have a wide variety of things to showcase to you. I'm seeing in the chat here, right, so we have the email here. I will just check to see if there are any questions that we did not reply to, and I think we answered all the questions. Yeah, is there any other reminder that anybody wants to let our attendees know about? Because as I said, we're not going to be here very long. It's a very brief session. Any other bits of information, Patrice, or you think we covered everything?
I think we covered everything. There's a question in the chat. Or can we speak about the programs that certificate can lead to in the department? So I could briefly go through those.
Sure.
I will share back the slides again, but completion of the certificates program can allow persons to matriculate into the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics. They can also do double majors or majors and minors, which are offered within the department. So for example, if persons might be interested in consumer sciences, you can do a major in consumer sciences and a minor in another area of interest. So we have majors in nutrition, in family and consumer sciences, majors in nutritional sciences, major in foods and food service systems management. We also have minors in sport nutrition. We also offer programs in entrepreneurship. All right. We offer BSc agribusiness, and these are some of the programs, that persons can then matriculate into once they have successfully completed the certificate program.
Thanks very much, Patrice. I see we have another question there. It seems as though this is your session, because I know you're going to take that next question also. If someone does a certificate, how long in total it will take to complete a BSc degree?
Okay, so the certificate program is a 1-year program. After completion, persons have the ability to get exemption from certain courses once their grades are within the requirements. So that information is available within our faculty booklet. All right, and it would mean that persons will now be able to complete their BSc programs, getting exemptions for certain courses within the first year only. All right, so just be mindful that while you'll be getting exemptions, these are within the first year only. It's level 1 courses only that you will get exemptions for. If, for example, someone would have completed a program before that would have that is similar to one of the courses that we are offering, they can also inquire about getting exemptions for that. But the BSc program is a 3-year program. All right. Each semester you'll be doing different courses. Of course, if someone is not successful in a course, it will then mean if this course is not offered within our summer period, they would have to take it in the semester in which it is offered.
Okay, thanks, Patrice. I know that you mentioned the faculty booklet just now. So one of our team members will shortly put the link to the faculty booklet also in the chat, so that in case persons have questions, they'll be able to see all the, all the frequently asked questions there and the responses there and so on. So we'll put that in the chat too. And we have another question with regards to how does UWI support professional development and job placement of students who have done our course. So maybe you could add a little bit here about that in terms of job placement, maybe internships, that kind of thing.
Okay, so our department offers internships in a few of our areas. So for example, persons who are doing food service systems management or programs within that area would have an internship to do. All right, and persons who would have done the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics and is now interested in becoming a registered dietitian can apply for a 1-year diploma, which would allow them to have exposure within the field as well. So that those internships will allow persons to gain exposure in key areas that, like I said before, that will help to now tie in the practical with the theoretical that would have been covered within the classroom. So for, let's say the person is interested in the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics, that 1-year diploma, the first semester, they would cover all of the theory, and then from January to August, they would be placed within different facilities, giving them qualifications and exposure in different areas such as food service, clinical, as well as within the community environment, where they'll be visiting different health centers, giving lectures, counseling patients, etc. So that is for that particular area.
Thanks very much, Patrice. We have a very interesting question. After completing the certificate in Human Ecology, is it possible to pursue a degree unrelated to that department?
Okay, so sometimes you'd have persons who might start off doing the certificate and then have an interest in another area. Degree programs are available throughout. However, it's no guarantee that you will get any exemptions from some of the courses as the way in which it is laid out for our faculty. So yes, you can do the certificate in human ecology, and then after completing that certificate, decide you want to do something in social sciences. That's an option. Or sometimes you might have someone who might be interested in another area, but they want to tie it in. So they might do a major in a particular area, let's say food service, for example, and then tie it in by picking up additional courses in another faculty. So those are some options because it gives you the range to diversify, even though you would have done the certificates.
And I think that's something that our prospective students will appreciate because it gives you the opportunity to customize the program to suit where you want your career to go. But of course, as Patrice mentioned, you have to do your research to know about credits and that kind of thing to make sure that you're making the best decision possible for your career. And as yes, Patrice.
Our BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics does not allow persons to be flexible in that regard. Only persons who do majors and minors would have that flexibility because the program is structured in a way that it doesn't allow the person to go outside. So if you're doing the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics, the courses are laid out, specified per semester, what courses you'll be doing, and then you can matriculate into whether it's a diploma or we've had persons who would have gone on to totally different career paths after completing the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics as well.
Okay, thanks very much, Patrice. You're a font of information there. And as I mentioned, our team members who are on the ball this morning have already put the faculty booklet as a link for those who want to get further information. So we have several links in the chat. Make sure and get all your links to get all the information. And I think we have answered all the questions that we've had this morning. And I hope that we have also helped our attendees and answered your questions, because remember, we are here to help you make the best decision possible. And I would have mentioned, you may not think of a question now, but maybe after the session, you may have thought of a couple of them. Please come into our department, come into our office and ask. You can see an administrator. You might be able to even have a one-on-one with a lecturer. You can also send an email if you're on the go. But we are here and we've opened all the lines of communication just for you to be able to answer all the questions you may have and to join us in September 2023 and to meet that July 31st deadline. So again, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and look out for some more sessions on Ask UWI. Thank you.